Welcome to Whispers of the Night. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, you're invited to slow down, to step away from the noise of the day, and to rest your mind in a gentle place among the stars. Before we begin, if you enjoy calming stories like this, you're warmly invited to subscribe to Whispers of the Night, so these quiet moments can always be here for you. You may also like this video, or share it with someone who could use a little peace tonight. Now, make yourself comfortable. Let the lights soften. Let the world outside fade just a little. Tonight's story is called The Celestial Cartographer's Whispers, a journey of calm, wonder, and quiet rest. There's nothing you need to do now, just listen and allow yourself to settle. Take a moment to notice the surface beneath you, the way it supports your body without effort. You don't need to adjust or change anything. Simply allow yourself to rest exactly as you are. Let your attention drift gently upward, away from the day you've had, away from anything that feels unfinished. Those things can wait. This time is just for you. Imagine a soft, quiet space opening around you, not empty, just calm. A place where sounds are distant and gentle, and thoughts pass by without needing your attention. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly okay. You can let thoughts come and go, like small points of light drifting across a wide night sky. You don't need to follow them. You don't need to hold on to them. Allow your shoulders to soften. Let your jaw loosen. Let your hands rest naturally, wherever they feel most comfortable. Picture a steady, peaceful rhythm settling around you. Not something you need to match, just something you can notice. A sense of balance, of quiet movement, of gentle continuity with every passing moment. The space around you feels safer, calmer, more familiar, as if you've arrived somewhere you've been before, even if you can't quite remember when. There is no rush here, no expectation, no need to stay awake or alert. Soon, a story will begin to unfold. You don't need to imagine every detail. You don't need to understand everything. You can simply let the words drift over you like soft starlight. If sleep comes, let it come. If you remain awake, that's fine too. Either way, your body and mind know exactly what they need. And now we begin. The Celestial Cartographer's Whispers. The observatory between breaths. Nyrelle Aven awakens slowly, as if rising from the surface of a deep, quiet sea. There is no sharp beginning to her awareness, no sudden edge between sleep and waking. Instead, consciousness drifts toward her like a soft tide, carrying warmth and calm in its gentle pull. The first thing she senses is light, not bright, not demanding, but tender and patient. Lantern glow pools across curved walls, amber and gold, breathing softly with the space itself. She lies within her observatory, a round chamber suspended in the vastness of deep space. The observatory does not float so much as rest, held in place by unseen harmonies rather than force. Time moves differently here. It does not rush forward or press down with urgency. It drifts, stretches, pauses, and resumes, as if listening to itself. Above Nyrelle, the wide glass dome reveals the stars. They are not sharp points, but living presences, pulsing slowly, expanding and dimming in a rhythm that mirrors breath, in and out, glow and soften. The cosmos seems alive in a way that is neither overwhelming nor distant. It feels near, attentive, quietly aware of her presence. Nyrelle remains still for a long moment, letting the rhythm of the stars guide her own breathing. Each inhale feels supported, as though the universe itself is making space for it. Each exhale carries a gentle release, dissolving the last traces of sleep from her thoughts. There is no hurry to rise. There is no reason to rush into motion. The observatory welcomes stillness as much as action. Around her, translucent parchment star maps drift lazily through the air. They are thin as breath, glowing faintly with etched lines of starlight. Some rotate slowly, others hover, barely moving at all, as if they too are resting between moments. The maps do not crowd the space. They give each other room, gliding past with quiet respect, their edges brushing the lantern light and catching soft halos of gold. Nyrelle sits up gradually, the fabric of her clothing whispering softly with the movement. The floor beneath her is smooth and warm, not cold like stone, but steady and reassuring. She places her feet down, grounding herself in the present moment, and lets her gaze wander across the familiar curves of her sanctuary. This observatory has no sharp corners. Every surface is rounded, flowing gently into the next, as if shaped by patient hands over centuries. Shelves arc along the walls, holding instruments of celestial craft, compasses that hum faintly when near starlight, quills tipped with crystallized glow, glass spheres containing fragments of nebula dust, and small astrolabes that tick softly in time with distant constellations. Nyrelle rises to her feet and stretches slowly, feeling the subtle pull of gravity, just enough to remind her of her body, not enough to weigh her down. Her movements are unhurried, fluid, as though she is moving through water rather than air. Each step carries intention without effort. She approaches a long, curved table near the center of the observatory. Upon it rests her cartographer's kit, neatly arranged as it always is. She does not remember setting it down the night before, yet it waits for her patiently, as if aware she would return. There is comfort in this familiarity, in the sense that some things remain constant even as stars drift and paths change. Nyrelle reaches for her ink first. It glows faintly within its vessel, a liquid shimmer drawn from compressed starlight. When she lifts it, the glow brightens just a little, responding to her touch. It does not spill or slosh. It remains perfectly calm, reflecting her own steady presence. Next, she takes up her compass. It does not point north or south, nor does it spin wildly in confusion. Instead, it hums a low, soothing vibration that resonates through her fingertips. The needle drifts lazily, aligning itself with invisible currents that only the universe knows. Nyrelle does not question it. She has learned that the compass reveals its meaning in feeling, rather than direction. She pauses, listening, not with her ears alone, but with her entire being. The observatory is never truly silent, yet its sounds are subtle. The faint hum of lanterns, the whisper of parchment shifting, the distant, almost imperceptible echo of cosmic movement beyond the glass dome. And then, beneath it all, there is something else, a whisper. It does not form words. It does not demand attention. It is more like a presence brushing past her awareness, gentle and reassuring. It carries no urgency, no warning, no command. It simply exists, like a hand resting lightly on her shoulder, reminding her she is not alone. Nyrelle closes her eyes briefly and allows the whisper to pass through her. It brings with it a sense of safety, so complete that her shoulders soften, releasing tension she did not realize she carried. The whisper feels ancient, patient, endlessly kind. It does not ask her to act. It invites her to be. When she opens her eyes again, the stars beyond the dome seem to pulse in deeper harmony, their glow slightly warmer, their rhythm slower. Or perhaps it is only that she is now fully awake, fully present within the quiet miracle of this place. She lifts one of the drifting maps from the air, her fingers passing through its luminous surface without resistance. The parchment responds to her touch, stabilizing, lines sharpening into clarity. Constellations, traced in delicate arcs, reveal themselves, some familiar, others forgotten by most who look at the sky. Nyrelle does not feel ownership over these maps. She feels stewardship, care, companionship. She places the map upon the table and dips her quill into the starlight ink. As she draws, the ink flows smoothly, leaving trails that glow softly before settling into a calm, steady light. She does not redraw to correct or confine. She traces what already is, honoring the slow migration of stars as they shift and breathe through centuries. Outside the observatory, the stars continue their gentle pulse. Inside, Nyrelle's movements align with them naturally, as though guided by an unspoken agreement. There is no resistance between her and the cosmos, no struggle, only cooperation. That whisper returns, just faintly, threading itself through the moment. It feels approving, but not in judgment, more like gratitude, like the universe noticing her care and responding in kind. Nyrelle works slowly, not because the task is difficult, but because speed would feel out of place. Each line is drawn with patience. Each pause is welcome. Time stretches, folds back on itself, and drifts onward without concern. Eventually, she sets the quill down and steps back from the table. The map floats upward again, returning to its gentle orbit among the others. She watches it for a moment, then lets her gaze travel outward through the dome into the endless depth beyond. The cosmos seems vast, yet not intimidating, infinite, yet intimate. It does not demand understanding. It offers companionship instead. The stars continue their quiet breathing, their soft light filling the observatory with a sense of arrival not to a destination, but to a state of being. Nyrelle places a hand over her heart and feels the steady rhythm there, matching the pulse of the universe around her. Safety settles deeper within her chest. Stillness wraps around her thoughts like a warm blanket. She understands, without needing explanation, that this moment is complete. There is nothing she needs to chase, nothing she needs to fix. The observatory holds her gently. The stars watch, without expectation. The whisper fades into a comforting silence, leaving behind a calm so deep it feels like home. And in this quiet arrival, Nyrelle Aven stands at the center of her floating sanctuary, breathing in time with the cosmos, ready for whatever slow, gentle moment comes next. Constellations that drift. Nyrelle Aven steps forward from the threshold of stillness and onto the celestial walkway, feeling its gentle firmness beneath her feet. The surface glows faintly, neither solid nor insubstantial, woven from quiet light and patient gravity. It does not shift beneath her weight, yet it seems alive, aware of her presence, adjusting just enough to welcome her without announcement. Around her stretches a vast star field, slow-moving and expansive, as if the universe itself has chosen to linger here. The stars do not hold their places rigidly, they drift subtly and continuously, loosening from familiar patterns. Constellations that once carried names and stories soften at their edges, their lines stretching and bending like memories slowly reshaped by time. Nothing breaks apart completely, nothing vanishes. The changes are gradual, respectful, and calm. Nyrelle pauses, allowing herself to observe without interference. She has learned that the stars respond best when they are seen rather than corrected. Her gaze follows the slow rearrangement of light, the way clusters ease away from one another, how new shapes emerge without effort. The universe here does not rush toward novelty. It simply continues its quiet conversation with itself. The celestial walkway extends in gentle curves, branching softly into the surrounding space. It does not demand a direction. Nyrelle chooses her path instinctively, guided by a sense that feels older than thought. Each step carries her deeper into the drifting field, where starlight thickens into luminous currents, flowing like slow rivers across the dark. As she walks, faint echoes stir within the space around her. They are not sounds in the usual sense, but impressions, residual warmth, traces of presence. These are the quiet memories of travelers who once followed these constellations, navigating by their glow across distances that no longer exist in the same way. The memories do not speak. They simply rest within the light, content to be noticed. Nyrelle lifts her quill, its tip shimmering softly, responsive to the surrounding glow. She does not raise it with purpose of command, only with care. Her role here is not to anchor the stars in fixed positions, but to acknowledge their movement, to trace the story of their drift so it may be remembered without being restrained. She reaches the edge of a constellation in the midst of change. What was once a defined arc now stretches gently outward, stars loosening their relationship to one another. Nyrelle studies the space between them, noting the delicate balance that keeps them connected even as they move apart. This, she knows, is where meaning resides, not in the shape itself, but in the motion. With a steady hand, she draws her first line. The quill leaves behind a trail of warm light, golden and soft, that does not bind the stars, but follows their inclination. As the line settles, the stars respond, glowing slightly brighter, their light deepening, as if acknowledging the recognition. The warmth spreads outward, touching nearby clusters, stirring quiet echoes. The memories emerge gently, fleeting impressions of distant journeys, of eyes lifted toward the sky in moments of uncertainty and hope, of hands pointing upward, of whispered stories shared beneath unfamiliar heavens. The memories do not overwhelm. They pass like a slow tide, leaving behind a sense of continuity and calm. Nyrelle continues her work, moving along the constellation's edge, allowing her strokes to follow the star's natural drift. Each line feels less like an action and more like a listening. She is not deciding where the stars should go. She is witnessing where they already are becoming. The whispers grow softer around her, fading from presence into suggestion. They no longer hover near her thoughts. Instead, they seem to flow through the space itself, guiding with subtle shifts rather than direct reassurance. Nyrelle feels no pressure to respond. The guidance is gentle enough that it feels optional, an offering rather than an instruction. The starfield continues its slow motion, vast and unhurried. There is no center here, no edge. The universe extends equally in all directions, yet the walkway grounds Nyrelle, giving her a sense of place without confinement. She belongs within this movement, not as its keeper, but as its witness. She steps forward again, arriving at another constellation in transition. This one dissolves more noticeably, its stars drifting into looser association, forming a shape that resists naming. Nyrelle smiles faintly at the sight. Some constellations, she knows, no longer wish to be defined. Their purpose now is to exist without explanation. She lowers her quill and draws only a single, minimal line, just enough to suggest connection without imposing form. The stars respond with a warm shimmer, then continue their drift, satisfied. The memory released this time is quieter still, a sense of rest, of laying down maps and choosing to simply look upward. Nyrelle steps back, allowing the constellation space. She feels a deep acceptance settle within her, mirrored by the surrounding stars. Nothing here requires her to finish. Nothing insists on completion. The work unfolds at its own pace, and she is free to follow or pause as feels right. The celestial walkway carries her onward, its light adjusting subtly beneath her feet. Ahead, the starfield opens into a broader expanse, where constellations overlap and blend, their boundaries softened almost beyond recognition. The stars here move like slow dancers, weaving around one another in patterns that form and dissolve without repetition. Nyrelle stands at the edge of this expanse, her quill resting lightly in her hand. She does not draw immediately. Instead, she watches. The longer she observes, the more she understands that these stars do not seek to be recorded. Their movement is their story. To trace them would be to interrupt the quiet harmony they have found. She lowers her quill fully, allowing it to rest at her side. The decision feels right. The universe responds with a deepening stillness, as though acknowledging her restraint. The whispers recede further, becoming indistinguishable from the ambient presence of the cosmos itself. Time stretches gently. Nyrelle remains there, neither moving forward nor stepping back. The stars continue their slow rearrangement, unconcerned with observation or record. Their light remains warm, their motion steady, their existence complete in itself. Eventually, Nyrelle resumes her walk, leaving the undrawn expanse behind. The walkway curves softly, guiding her toward a region where the stars regain subtle coherence, forming patterns that invite gentle acknowledgement. Here, she lifts her quill once more, tracing only what feels natural, what wishes to be seen. Each stroke she makes carries less intention than the last. Her movements become simpler, lighter, as though the act of drawing is slowly releasing its hold on her. She is less a cartographer now, and more a participant in the universe's quiet unfolding. The whispers are nearly gone, replaced by a profound sense of trust. Nyrelle trusts the stars to continue without her. She trusts herself to know when to draw and when to rest. The acceptance settles deeply, dissolving any lingering need to guide or preserve. As she reaches the far end of the celestial walkway, she pauses once more. Behind her, the constellations drift onward, their shapes evolving beyond the lines she traced. Ahead, the star field continues endlessly, patient and calm. Nyrelle turns, offering one last gentle glance at the stars she has honored. Their light remains warm, their motion unbroken. She feels no sense of departure, only continuity. The universe does not close behind her. It remains open, breathing softly in its own way. With unhurried steps, she begins her return along the walkway, carrying with her the quiet knowledge that not all paths need to be followed, and not all stories need to be held still. Some are meant to drift, and in that drifting, they find their truest form. The stars continue to glow, rearranging themselves without concern, their whispers now fully absorbed into the vast, accepting silence. And Nyrelle Aven walks on calm and steady, aligned with the gentle motion of the cosmos, content to let wonder exist without conclusion. The Whispering Atlas. Nyrelle Aven enters the cosmic library as one might step into a held thought, careful not to disturb its balance. The space opens around her in a vast, gentle curve, a hall without edges, drifting in slow orbit around a luminous blue nebula. The nebula's light filters inward through tall, arching windows of transparent crystal, washing the interior in calm shades of sapphire and misted silver. Its motion is slow and patient, a spiral that never rushes, never tightens, never breaks its rhythm. The library itself feels alive, though not in a way that draws attention to itself. Shelves formed of soft starlight float freely, curving upward and outward, holding atlases of every size. Some are small enough to rest comfortably in Nyrelle's hands. Others are vast, their pages unfolding like wings, suspended in the air as if gravity has gently forgotten them. None are bound by leather or thread. Their covers shimmer faintly, woven from memory, light, and time. Nyrelle moves deeper into the hall, her steps soundless against the luminous floor. The air carries a subtle hum, not a noise, but a presence, like the echo of countless stories resting together in agreement. The atlases drift slowly, never colliding, adjusting their paths with quiet intelligence. They seem aware of her, though they do not turn toward her or demand her attention. They wait. She feels no urgency here. The library does not measure moments. It exists outside of counting, outside of sequence. Nyrelle senses that she could remain here indefinitely and still arrive at the same understanding when she finally leaves. This knowledge settles into her thoughts with comforting weightlessness. One atlas, resting slightly apart from the others, draws her attention not through brightness or movement, but through stillness. It floats at a height easily reached, its surface matte and softly glowing, marked with faint, shifting symbols that refuse to settle into fixed meaning. Nyrelle approaches it slowly, her presence acknowledged by a gentle deepening of its glow. When she reaches out, the atlas responds immediately, lowering itself into her hands as though it has been waiting for her touch. It is warmer than she expects, carrying a quiet reassurance that spreads through her palms and up her arms. The moment feels familiar, though she cannot recall when she first encountered this map, or if she ever has. Some recognitions exist without history. She opens the atlas carefully. The pages turn on their own, guided by an inner rhythm rather than her fingers. As the first page settles open, a murmur rises from within, not sound exactly, but a layered resonance that brushes against her awareness. It feels like a voice remembering how to be gentle. The map does not display stars or distances in the way others do. Instead, it reveals faint lines of light that drift and shift, appearing only briefly before fading again. They do not connect points. They do not indicate destinations. They seem to trace pauses, intervals, places where motion slows and becomes something else. That Nyrelle studies the page with quiet attention. The murmur continues, steady and low, offering presence rather than instruction. She understands, gradually, that these lines represent unseen path routes shaped not by travel but by rest. They mark moments where movement yields to stillness, where continuation is found not by pressing forward but by allowing space. She lifts her quill instinctively, then pauses. The atlas hums softly, not in refusal, but in reassurance. It does not require her to draw. It invites her to trace, to acknowledge without altering. Nyrelle lowers the quill tip until it hovers just above the page, following one of the faint lines as it appears, as she traces the path without touching the surface. The atlas responds with a deeper resonance. The page glows gently beneath her hand, the line brightening briefly before dissolving into the surrounding light. The hum spreads outward, filling the library with a soothing vibration that seems to pass through every floating shelf and resting book. Beyond the windows, the blue nebula slows its swirl. Its spiral widens, its motion becoming almost imperceptible, as though the act of tracing has allowed it to rest between turns. The light it casts softens, deepening in color, settling into a tranquil, steady glow. Nyrelle continues, tracing another unseen path, then another. Each one appears only long enough to be recognized, then fades, leaving behind a sense of completion. The atlas murmurs continuously now, its presence enveloping her in a feeling of deep trust. There is no expectation placed upon her, no destination revealed, no promise of arrival. She realizes that this map is not meant to guide anyone anywhere. It exists to remind, to soothe, to affirm that rest itself is a valid and necessary movement. Some paths do not lead forward, some lead inward, some lead nowhere at all, and that is their gift. The library seems to respond to this understanding. The hum within the space deepens slightly, becoming more cohesive, more settled. The floating atlases drift a little closer together, as if sharing warmth. The air feels thicker with calm, though nothing presses upon her. Nyrelle closes the atlas gently. It does not resist. It rests in her hands, its glow steady and content. She holds it for a long moment, allowing the sensation of reassurance to linger. When she finally releases it, the atlas floats back to its place, its symbols softening into quiet stillness. She steps back, her gaze drifting across the hall. Each atlas now feels less like a repository of directions and more like a collection of breaths held gently between covers. She understands that not all knowledge seeks to be applied. Some knowledge exists to ease the weight of seeking. The whispers within the library soften further, becoming indistinguishable from the ambient presence. Nyrelle feels supported in a way that requires no response. Trust settles deeply within her, not as belief, but as experience. She moves toward one of the tall windows and looks out at the nebula. Its light continues to glow, steady and calm, its motion unhurried. She senses that it will resume its slow spiral in time, not because it must, but because it chooses to. The universe does not fear stillness. It incorporates it. Nyrelle rests her hand against the cool crystal of the window. The library drifts on, orbiting quietly, carrying its atlases through the vastness without urgency. She feels no need to remain, yet no need to leave. The moment holds itself. When she finally turns away, it is without transition or decision. She simply finds herself moving, her steps guided by an ease that requires no thought. The library accepts this without comment. The atlases remain, the nebula glows, and the hum continues. Complete in itself, Nyrelle carries with her the quiet understanding that some maps are not meant to be followed. They are meant to be felt, then set down, and in that setting down, something within the traveler learns how to rest. The cosmic library drifts on behind her, holding its whispering atlases in patient orbit, while the blue nebula resumes its gentle motion, slower now, calmer, as though remembering something it once knew and has chosen not to forget. The night sea of stars, Nyrelle Aven stands at the edge of the cosmic shore, where the universe opens into a vast and gentle ocean. There is no horizon in the way oceans once had, no sharp line dividing sky from water. Instead, space and sea blend seamlessly, a continuous expanse of deep indigo and soft light. The surface before her is calm, reflecting countless stars that hover above and below, as if the heavens have decided to rest upon themselves. The water does not surge or pull. It waits. Its surface glimmers faintly, each star mirrored like a lantern set carefully upon dark glass. The reflections are steady, unbroken, and warm, giving the impression that this sea exists not for travel, but for quiet passage. A small skiff rests at the shoreline, simple in form and silent in presence. It appears crafted from the same quiet light as the celestial walkway she left behind. Its edges smooth, its interior gently curved. It does not rock or drift away. It remains perfectly still, as though it has been waiting only for her. Nyrelle steps into the skiff without hesitation. The vessel accepts her weight with ease, settling into the star-filled water as naturally as a thought settling into the mind. There is no sound of impact, no splash. The sea responds with a subtle dimming of light beneath her, as if acknowledging her arrival and softening in reply. She takes her place near the center of the skiff, her posture relaxed, her presence light. There are no oars, no sails, no visible means of direction. Yet the skiff begins to move, gliding forward with unspoken intention. It follows the gentle inclination of the sea itself, carried by currents that feel more like invitation than force. As the skiff drifts onward, the water parts smoothly around it. Each ripple that forms fades almost immediately, dissolving into softness rather than trailing behind. There is no wake left to mark her passage. The sea closes gently after her, returning to stillness as though she had never disturbed it at all. Above and below, the stars continue their quiet glow. Some shimmer faintly, others burn a little brighter, but none flicker sharply. Their light is consistent, reassuring, and unhurried. The reflections upon the water shift subtly with the skiff's movement, stretching and shortening like slow thoughts passing through awareness. The whispers return, though changed in nature. They no longer feel like distant presences brushing against her senses. Instead, they gather into something softer, more melodic. The sound does not come from a single direction. It seems woven into the gravity of the place itself, carried gently through the space between stars and water. The melody has no words, no structure that demands attention. It rises and falls with the movement of the skiff, a quiet lullaby shaped by motion rather than sound. Nyrelle does not try to identify its source. She lets it exist, letting it accompany her without analysis. The sea stretches endlessly in all directions, yet it never feels overwhelming. Its vastness is balanced by its calm. There is no sense of being lost, only a sense of floating within something that knows where it is going. The skiff continues forward at an even pace, neither speeding nor slowing, guided by rhythms older than memory. Nyrelle reaches for her charting tools, which rest beside her as they always do, present without demand. She lifts a thin parchment that glows faintly in response to the surrounding starlight. The parchment does not resist the air or bend with motion. It holds itself steady, receptive. She observes the patterns forming across the sea's surface. The stars do not reflect randomly. They gather in subtle currents, forming gentle arcs and slow-moving streams of light. These are not tides. They are pauses and expansions, moments where the universe seems to linger before continuing onward. With a careful hand, Nyrelle traces these patterns upon the parchment. Her markings are light, almost imperceptible, more suggestion than declaration. She does not mark where the stars go, but where they rest. The places where motion slows, where light gathers and remains for a moment longer before drifting on. As she draws, the sea responds. The glow beneath the skiff deepens slightly. the stars reflecting more warmly, as though comforted by being noticed. The lullaby softens, settling into a deeper harmony that feels closer, more intimate. Nyrelle senses the universe easing around her. The vast expansions that shape existence seem to pause here, just briefly, allowing stillness to exist without interruption. This is not an ending nor a beginning. It is a resting place, woven into the fabric of all motion. She continues to chart slowly, her attention gentle and unstrained. Each line she draws feels less like work and more like acknowledgement. The sea does not require accuracy. It responds to presence, to care, to the simple act of witnessing. The skiff glides onward, passing through regions where the stars cluster more densely, their reflections forming pathways of light across the water. These paths do not lead anywhere specific. They curve and fade, dissolving back into open space. Nyrelle marks only their rhythm, not their direction. The whispers drift closer, now indistinguishable from the lullaby itself. They no longer feel separate from the sea or the stars. They are part of the same gentle motion, guiding without guiding, suggesting without insistence. Nyrelle's awareness settles into the movement of the skiff. The rise and fall of the sea beneath her becomes a steady companion. Her body responds naturally, aligning with the rhythm of the water. There is no effort involved, no conscious adjustment. Everything finds its place without instruction. The parchment fills slowly with soft, glowing marks, then grows lighter, its surface absorbing the information without becoming crowded. When it feels complete, Nyrelle sets it aside. It drifts gently next to her, content to rest. She leans back slightly, allowing herself to simply be carried. The skiff continues its silent journey, tracing an unseen path across the luminous sea. The stars above seem closer now, their light warmer, as though leaning inward to observe her passage. In the distance, the sea opens into a wider expanse where the reflections thin, leaving larger spaces of dark water between stars. The lullaby quiets further here, becoming almost indistinguishable from silence. Yet the comfort remains, deep and steady. Nyrelle senses that this place exists between moments, between expansions of the universe itself. A pause so gentle it goes unnoticed by most, yet essential to the balance of all things. She feels gratitude for being allowed to pass through it, not as a keeper, but as a quiet guest. The skiff slows gradually, not stopping, but easing into a softer pace. The sea beneath grows darker, the stars fewer, though their glow remains constant. This thinning does not feel like loss. It feels like rest. Nyrelle places her tools beside her and allows her hands to rest in her lap. There is nothing left to record here. The patterns have been honored, the pauses acknowledged. The universe continues its motion without requiring further attention. The lullaby fades into a gentle hum, then into a presence that no longer needs sound. The whispers dissolve completely, leaving behind a silence that feels full rather than empty. The sea holds this silence easily, cradling it within its vastness. The skiff continues to drift, carrying Nyrelle through the night sea without destination. The stars reflect softly, lanterns upon the water, their light unwavering. The universe rests within itself, balanced and calm. Nyrelle remains there, floating in quiet ease, surrendered to the gentle rhythm that carries her forward. There is nothing she needs to do, nowhere she needs to arrive. The journey itself is enough, unfolding slowly across the night sea of stars. The cartographer's pause. Aven steps onto the surface of the quiet moon as though arriving at the end of a long sentence, one that does not require punctuation to feel complete. The ground beneath her feet is coated in pale silver dust, fine and soft, catching the distant starlight with a muted glow. It does not shimmer brightly or demand attention. Instead, it reflects gently, offering just enough light to be seen without effort. The moon feels calm, unclaimed, and deeply patient, as if it has been waiting without expectation. There is no wind here, yet the space does not feel stagnant. A subtle sense of motion lingers, carried not by air but by the slow, ongoing rhythm of the universe itself. The stars above continue their vast journeys, moving along paths that curve beyond sight. They do not pause for her arrival, nor do they rush past. They simply continue, steady and assured, confident in their own momentum. Nyrelle takes a few unhurried steps forward, then stops. There is no clear destination on this moon, no marked point that asks her to stand there instead of here. The surface stretches outward in gentle rises and shallow dips, unmarked by symbols, free of lines. It is intentionally blank, and she feels the quiet invitation in that emptiness. She lowers herself to sit upon the silver dust, the fabric of her clothing settling softly around her. The moon does not feel cold. It feels neutral, accepting, neither offering comfort nor withholding it. The stillness here is profound, yet not heavy. It is the kind of stillness that does not press inward, but opens outward. Creating space. Nyrelle sets down her tools beside her. The quill rests upon the surface without rolling away. The compass, which has guided her through invisible currents, lies silent now, its hum faded into rest. The ink of starlight remains sealed, its glow dim but steady, content to wait without being used. She does not arrange the tools carefully. She simply lets them be where they are, for the first time in a long while. Her hands are empty. She rests them in her lap, palms open, fingers relaxed. There is no map before her, no surface demanding lines or attention. Above her, the sky remains untouched, vast and open, free of traced constellations. The absence of markings feels deliberate, respectful. It is not a lack, but a choice. Nyrelle tilts her head slightly, gazing upward. The stars form no immediate patterns that call out to her cartographer's instinct. They drift in their own quiet coordination, weaving paths too broad and subtle to capture with lines. She feels no urge to raise her quill, no impulse to name or define what she sees. The sky does not ask for it. A sense of release settles into her shoulders, easing tension she had not consciously noticed. It feels like setting down a weight she has carried so long it had begun to feel like part of her. Without the tools in her hands, without the responsibility to observe and record, she becomes simply present. The whispers that once accompanied her work are faint here. They linger at the edges of awareness, softened almost beyond recognition. They no longer guide. They no longer reassure. Instead, they dissolve slowly, like echoes fading into a wide, open space. Their absence does not feel like loss. It feels like completion. Nyrelle remains still, allowing the quiet to deepen. Her thoughts slow, unspooling gently, no longer threading themselves around tasks or interpretations. The moon offers no distractions, no sudden shifts. It simply holds the moment, steady and unchanging. She becomes aware of the subtle warmth within her chest, a steady presence that does not depend on external motion. It spreads gradually, not as excitement or emotion, but as reassurance. A knowing settles in her that this pause is not an interruption of her purpose. It is part of it. The realization comes without ceremony. Rest, she understands, is part of the chart. Not every space needs to be filled. Not every sky needs lines drawn across it. Some areas exist so that movement elsewhere can continue without strain. The universe does not rush endlessly. It expands, contracts, drifts, and settles. There are moments of vast motion and moments of deep stillness. Both belong. Nyrelle watches as a distant star glides across the unmapped sky. It does not change direction for her gaze. It does not slow or brighten. It simply follows its path, confident and uninterrupted. Others follow, each at its own pace, independent yet connected by the invisible structure of the cosmos. She feels a quiet trust grow within her. Trust that the stars will continue without her guidance. Trust that paths do not unravel simply because they are not observed. The universe does not require constant attention to remain whole. The silver dust beneath her shifts, almost imperceptibly as she adjusts her posture, leaning back slightly, supporting herself with one hand behind her. The surface bears her presence without resistance, without imprint. When she lifts her hand again, the dust settles as if she had never touched it. Time feels different here. It does not stretch or compress. It simply exists, unmeasured. Nyrelle does not count moments. She does not mark duration. She allows herself to be within the pause fully, without anticipation of what comes next. Her gaze softens, drifting across the sky without seeking meaning. The blankness above does not feel empty. It feels full of potential that does not need to be realized. There is comfort in knowing that not everything must be understood to be complete. The last traces of the whispers fade entirely, leaving behind a profound silence. Not an absence, but a presence so gentle it barely announces itself. It wraps around her thoughts, smoothing their edges, quieting their movement. The silence feels warm, like being held without touch. Nyrelle's breathing settles naturally, unforced, unobserved. Her body finds its own rhythm, aligning with the subtle pulse of the universe around her. She feels anchored, not by gravity alone, but by acceptance. Her tools remain beside her, untouched, yet they do not feel abandoned. They feel rested, as though grateful for the pause. They will be there when needed. They do not hurry her. She closes her eyes briefly, not to withdraw from the moment, but to experience it more fully. Behind her closed lids, there are no lingering images demanding attention. There is only a soft awareness, expansive and calm. When she opens her eyes again, the sky remains unchanged. The stars continue their paths, steady and sure. Nothing has been lost in her stillness. Nothing has unraveled. If anything, the universe feels more complete. It is not a reaction to achievement, nor a response to relief. It is an expression of understanding. She knows now that her role is not to be constant, but to be attuned, to act when movement is needed, and to rest when stillness is called for. The moon holds her gently as she remains seated, wrapped in the quiet reassurance of the moment. There is no urgency to rise, no pressure to continue. The path forward will reveal itself in time, just as it always has. Above her, the unmapped sky stretches endlessly, a canvas left intentionally blank, honoring the truth that some spaces exist not to be filled, but to allow everything else to breathe. Nyrelle Aven remains there, at rest upon the silver dust, surrounded by stars that move on without her guidance, and she feels, with deep certainty, that this too is part of the work. When the stars close their eyes, Nyrelle Aven steps lightly across the familiar floor of the observatory, each movement careful, unhurried, as though she were walking on air. The lanterns cast a soft, amber glow, gentle enough not to disturb the quiet that has settled over the chamber. The maps she carried in earlier hours are now neatly stacked on the curved tables, parchment edges catching faint light and shimmering like captured starlight. Each map seems to rest, as if aware that its work is complete for the moment. The observatory itself has returned to a state of serene expectation, the quiet only broken by the subtle pulse of starlight. Filtering through the wide glass dome overhead, the cosmos stretches endlessly beyond the dome, the familiar patterns of stars now appearing softer, almost intimate, as if they lean gently toward her to offer quiet reassurance. There is no urgency here, no demand for attention or action. The universe continues its course without interference. Yet there is a sense of shared understanding between Nyrelle and the vast expanse. She pauses at the center of the observatory, taking in the full scene, noting how every lantern casts a halo of calm. Every map seems to glow in a measured rhythm, and how the stars beyond respond with a subtle pulse, slow and consistent. She moves toward the curved tables and lays her hands gently on a collection of maps, feeling the delicate texture of parchment beneath her fingertips. Some have faint traces of recent quill strokes, the trails of starlight ink still warm with soft luminescence. Nyrelle's touch is reverent, almost ceremonial. She arranges each one carefully, ensuring that nothing overlaps or disturbs another. It is not a task of labor, but an act of care, a moment to honor the work that has been done, and the quiet presence of the cosmos itself. The wide glass dome above shows the stars moving with deliberate calm. Their light is steady, a gentle rhythm that Nyrelle has come to recognize and trust. She allows herself to observe without interference, noting the way constellations shift imperceptibly, how distant clusters shimmer and fade with quiet patience. and how the very vastness of the sky seems to bend toward her, protective and serene. There is an unspoken agreement here. The universe allows her to witness, to be part of its motion without imposing any burden of guidance. Nyrelle walks slowly toward the central space, each step deliberate, her dress brushing softly against the floor. She pauses before the largest table, the one closest to the dome, where the most intricate maps lie. Her fingers hover over the papers, not touching them immediately. She allows herself a moment of stillness, taking in the arrangement of glowing ink and translucent lines. The maps are not merely records. They are companions, each telling a story of stars observed, constellations traced, and paths considered. They do not demand perfection. They require only attention, only presence. Finally, she begins to fold her maps neatly, placing each into a stack that seems almost to glow with quiet gratitude. The act is gentle, unhurried, as if she is breathing the calm into the maps themselves. Each fold is precise, careful, yet soft, leaving the ink undisturbed, leaving the glow intact. She works methodically, feeling the comfort of rhythm, the satisfaction of an orderly space that mirrors the order she has traced among the stars. Once the maps are arranged, she steps back and allows her gaze to drift upward. The cosmos stretches in every direction, deep blues and muted silvers, dotted with clusters of faint light. Stars pulse slowly, their glow unhurried, a quiet lullaby in motion. Nyrelle watches as distant galaxies spin with a languid grace, their light reaching her eyes without demand, without insistence. There is completion in the scene before her, a sense that the universe is settled for the moment, and that she too may settle alongside it. She walks to a cushioned ledge by the edge of the dome, a small area softened with fabrics that catch the light just enough to appear as part of the ambient glow. Here she can lie down, watch the stars, and feel the gentle cadence of the universe surrounding her. The ledge is not a bed, not a place of human comfort in the ordinary sense, but it is enough. The surfaces, soft and supportive, allow her to recline without effort. Her body relaxes immediately, as if it had been waiting for this pause, as though the gentle firmness of the cushions encourages a surrender. She had not yet allowed herself to feel. Nyrelle stretches out slowly, her limbs moving without tension, aligning naturally with the contours of the ledge. She props her head upon a small pillow, feeling the gentle pressure cradle her skull. Her dress folds softly beneath her, the fabric catching the amber light and faintly reflecting the stars above. The high ruffled neckline of her blouse feels delicate against her skin, the softly ruffled cuffs resting lightly against her wrists, furthering the sense of careful comfort. From this vantage point, the wide glass dome frames the vastness of space with intimacy. The stars continue their measured dance, constellations shifting softly, galaxies drifting in stately arcs. Nyrelle notices patterns in their motion that speak not of distance or time, but of patience and presence. The universe's rhythm is its own, yet it harmonizes with her awareness, creating a space in which the boundaries between observer and observed blur into quiet harmony. She reaches toward the nearest map lying beside her, tracing a familiar line with a fingertip. The ink glows faintly beneath her touch, responsive yet unhurried. There is no need to redraw, no need to adjust. The motion itself is sufficient. a gentle acknowledgement of paths already traced, a recognition of what has been observed. The whisper that has accompanied her through this journey returns, soft and nearly imperceptible, a companion more than a voice, blending seamlessly into the ambient hum of starlight. Nyrelle closes her eyes for a moment, allowing the gentle illumination of the maps and the dome to settle over her eyelids as if bathing her in quiet light. The soft glow warms her skin, lending a sense of continuity with the universe beyond the glass. She does not move. She does not think of obligations or tasks. The maps, the observatory, the stars, they exist as they are, and she exists alongside them, a part of the unfolding calm. Time seems irrelevant. The pulse of starlight, the faint hum of instruments, and the soft whisper of cosmic attention create a space in which the ordinary markers of passing hours fade entirely. Nyrelle allows herself to surrender to the presence, to the quiet alignment that has settled over the observatory. Her thoughts are not absent, but they are gentle, unobtrusive, like leaves floating on a still pond. She observes them without attachment, letting them drift alongside the stars. Outside, she adjusts slightly, curling a little to the side, the motion small but deliberate to ease any residual tension. The cushion conforms beneath her, the ledge supporting her back and legs in a soft cradle. She feels weightless, yet grounded, as though the careful design of the observatory has been intended for this very moment of repose. Every detail, the curvature of the walls, the rounded tables, the lanterns casting soft shadows, the gentle vibration of the floor under her weight works in concert to create an environment perfectly aligned with rest. The whisper continues, now fully integrated into the calm, offering neither instruction nor expectation. It resonates in tandem with the soft pulse of the stars. Nyrelle senses that she is not merely resting herself, but participating in a broader pattern of attention and stillness. Each movement, each breathless moment of pause, mirrors the slow, deliberate motion of the universe beyond the dome. She is included in its harmony, and it in hers. She shifts her gaze upward, letting her eyes follow a distant spiral of stars. Their movement is slow, deliberate, a spectacle of gentle alignment. Some light bends faintly against the curvature of the dome, tracing arcs that seem impossibly long yet intimate. Nyrelle watches, appreciating not only the patterns themselves, but the subtle way in which the motion communicates continuity, completeness, and quiet grace as she lies there. The maps beside her, the lanterns casting halos of amber, and the stars tracing their deliberate arcs above, a profound sense of completion settles over her. She no longer feels the urge to act, to adjust, or to intervene. The universe is its own caretaker, and she is free to rest within its presence. She allows her body to fully release, every muscle softening, every thought slowing. Even in stillness, she notices details that would otherwise go unnoticed. The way a single map reflects starlight differently at each angle. The faint shimmer in the lantern glass, barely perceptible, yet endlessly captivating. The way shadows curve across the rounded walls, shifting imperceptibly as the light interacts with the contours. Each observation is gentle, comforting, and utterly unhurried. Nyrelle's hands rest loosely on her lap. Her eyes close fully, yet she remains aware of the textures beneath her fingers. The subtle warmth of her dress, the gentle resistance of the ledge beneath her. Every sensation is muted, serene, and satisfying. She feels entirely present, entirely aligned with the observatory and the cosmos it frames. The stars, ever watchful, continue their calm alignment. The faintest pulse of light moves through the observatory, tracing the curves of the tables and lanterns, connecting maps and instruments in a quiet network of attention. Nyrelle senses that this motion, too, is an offering of completion, a reassurance that her work is done for now, and that her rest is as vital as any observation. She stretches one last time, a slow, gentle motion, and settles fully into her position. Her head rests against the pillow, the soft fabric supporting her neck, and her body conforms naturally to the contours of the ledge. Every element, the glow of the maps, the distant nebula beyond the dome, the ambient starlight combines into a cocoon of calm. For a long time, Nyrelle simply lies, absorbed in the quiet harmony surrounding her. The whisper fades further, leaving behind only a profound sense of peace. The universe continues its motion, stars drifting in their arcs, constellations softening and brightening with gentle rhythm. And within this motion, Nyrelle rests, her presence folded into the cosmos like a carefully traced line in a luminous map. No one watches her. No one oversees the stars. Yet there is a sense of care, a shared acknowledgement between her and the universe. She feels neither fear nor concern. She only feels presence, calm, and the quiet completion of her journey. In this stillness, Nyrelle drifts towards sleep, her mind settling as the observatory, the maps, the lanterns, and the stars form a single, harmonious entity. Her eyelids close, the soft light of the stars painting gentle patterns across them, and she allows herself to be carried into dreams where the universe continues its quiet, deliberate motion. The world outside watches without demand, allowing her to rest, allowing the cosmos to rest alongside her. And in this final alignment, the observatory and Nyrelle, the stars and the maps, exist together in a calm, infinite embrace. Every element rests in its proper place. Every motion has its purpose and its pause. The whisper is gone, replaced by a profound, unbroken silence that is neither empty nor lonely. It is the sound of completion, of deep sleep, and of gentle closure. Nyrelle Aven lies there, fully at peace, as the stars close their eyes, only in the sense that she can feel their quiet attention in dreams. The universe carries on, perfectly steady, perfectly calm, needing nothing from her and offering everything in return. She is part of its harmony, and it is part of hers, and that is enough. You for spending this quiet time with whispers of the night. May the calm you found here stay with you as you rest. If sleep hasn't arrived yet, allow it to come gently. If you're already drifting, may your dreams be soft and kind. Good night and peaceful rest.